Hey guys, it's the marriage pastor, Michael D. Ballard.
I am your love coach, Siobhan Ballard.
And this is the junior coach, Kayla. So we're going to save your marriage. We're here to answer some questions that were sent to us to help bless you in your relationship, in your marriage, in your dating life, your divorce life, whatever life you have. We want to bless you, okay? So let's get to the question on today, babe. Let's see what the people got to say.
How should Christians approach discussions about sexual history and boundaries in relationships?
Okay, baby, you go first with this one.
All right. How should Christians address sexual history and boundaries within a relationship? Biblically based, you can't go wrong, right? If we're speaking of Christians, everything should be filtered through your faith, through what the word says, how God directs us to go. Now, granted, the expectation would be that whoever you're dating or in a relationship with shares the same faith as you. And this is why when vetting for a partner, it's important to know what your requirements are. Now, some people are more lax in the faith department where they don't have those requirements that their partner share the same faith. That's a different element I can't speak to because I'm a Christian woman, my husband is a Christian man. This is my expertise. So I would definitely recommend basing everything on biblical principles. Can't go wrong there. Everything that has ever existed in human experience is in the Bible. There are so many lessons in the Bible that will teach you how to handle it. I would encourage you to be upfront, honest, open, respectful, loving. And as far as boundaries, it's pretty much the same across the board. You want to just not set boundaries with whoever you're in a relationship with, but having healthy boundaries for yourself, period, is important. So if you don't have boundaries to other people, you may find yourself struggling to set boundaries within your romantic relationship. So exercise that, for yourself in all elements of your life. But I would definitely say starting in the Bible. Pray about it. Learn the cues of the person you're with too. Like you can kind of tell sometimes if it's like some defensive body language comes up, such as folding of your arms or fidgeting or if they're uncomfortable talking about certain things, read the room. There's a time and place for everything. It's not just a way how you say it and how you approach it, but there's a time and a place for everything. So fill that out and make sure at some point it is addressed, it is clear, and there's understanding.
I think that's 100% accurate. And I tell people, don't be afraid not to have the conversation. I think when you're dating, I think there's a certain point that you need to talk about certain things. You don't have to be graphic, right? You don't have to use grotesque words or very cheeky words to describe. You can have a conversation about sex where it's mature, right? You don't have to be overly graphic, right? But at some point, you do want to talk about, what's your what are your likes, what are your dislikes? I think that's a conversation that a lot of people don't have. I think even when they're married, I think a lot of married couples don't have that conversation. And I think that's why there's a lot of dissatisfaction actually statistically in a lot of relationships because we don't have the conversation. I think if you're dating someone, I say if you get to the point where, first of all, if you're dating someone and you're a believer, I think it should be known up front what your boundaries are. I think you should tell them up front, listen, I'm celibate. I don't plan on having sex until I'm married. And you need to know that, right? Because if you're in this relationship and that's what you want, then that's not what I'm going to do. Now, just because somebody says, okay, I get it, and then they keep pressing you to have sex afterwards, that's a definitely a red flag. Could be a black flag. But those could be some flags that you want to, and you want to reiterate your boundaries, right? Listen, I told you before that I don't feel comfortable talking about these things because I want to wait to get married. And if they keep pressing you, that's something that person doesn't respect boundaries, and you want to make the appropriate adjustments, even if that means this is not a relationship for you, right? But you definitely need to have those boundaries. And when you're married, you should be able to talk to a person what you're comfortable with, right? Certain words, certain people are uncomfortable with, right? So you want to know your boundaries, set your boundaries, but you definitely want to not shy away from the conversation. I think more believers need to have these conversations, and we don't. And I think that's why we have a lot of unfulfilled sexual appetites. And we have unsatisfactory sex lives. But the world can talk about anything, right? Well, we should be able to talk about anything respectfully and appropriately, right? And the conversation shouldn't necessarily be to entice you to have sex, right? Unless you're married, right? But those conversations shouldn't be about sexual enticement as much as it should be about sexual understanding, education, and expectations, all right? But when you get married, they definitely should be there. So that's how you should handle it. Handle it with respect and dignity, right? With boundaries, right? Know what you can and you can't talk about because words are powerful and you don't want to put thoughts in people's heads. You know, sometimes you can, and also it's the attention behind what you're talking about, right? Because before I was married, I knew how to skillfully or manipulatively talk about sex because I'm trying to plant seeds in the head of the person I'm with to fill them out. That's manipulation, right? And you need discernment when you're doing that in dating, right? Throwing out little innuendos and things to test the water. I'm not talking about that type of sexual conversation. I'm talking about conversations to understand expectation, education, right? And the things that you want in your partner if it is pertaining to marriage. So I think that's it. That's about it. All right. All right. So I hope that helps you and answer that question. Again, I am Michael D. Ballard, the marriage pastor.
And I am Coach Siobhan, your love coach, heart coach.
All right. And this is Caleb, the Caleb Bear, looking around, trying to figure out what's going on with life.
We pray that this advice has blessed you. Pray that you take it to heart and just take it one day at a time.
That's right. And if you have any more questions, please email us at the Kingdom Marriage Movement at gmail.com. And the subject line, put I have a question, and we'll answer it. We'll hope that these questions could bless you and others just like you, right? Until next time we meet again, you can always go to our website, coachmylove.net. We have assessments there. We have books to help you become more heart smart, right? If you are single and ready to mingle, we have a tab called Love on Purpose for the ladies that will help you connect you with possibly the Boaz that God has for you. And just follow up with us and keep up with us. Go to that website, coachmylove.net. And for those that are married and you need some skill sets, you need to learn how to be married because nobody really teaches us how to be married. We just throwing stuff on the wall and seeing what sticks, right? You don't have to do that anymore. We can help you. We have a class, not a class, we have an actual online academy called Kingdom Marriage. She said class. Kingdom Marriage Academy, right? Join the company. It's free to actually become a part of the school, right? To get our newsletters, to get tips. It's free to join. So again, go to coachmylove.net, hit that tab, join, and you'll get newsletters every week with encouragement, right? And if you want to go to the next level and become a student, you have options for that too. We'd love to have you a part of our online academy. So again, I am Pastor Michael, marriage pastor.
It's a long day.
It's been a long day. And we'll see you.
And I'm heart coach. I'm your heart coach, Siobhan Ballard. And thank you all for joining us. And we pray that this advice has blessed you.
And say bye-bye.
From our family to
Say
yours.
bye-bye. Say bye-bye. There he is. There he is. He see himself, y'all. I got to see you later.